Howdy do, I'm one of those dirty old guitar players that also likes to play bass. And I get a lot of songs on records and CDs and all that junk. So I know a little bit about it. But for you young up-and-coming bass players, I would like you to think about spelling out chords on bass. So, you can do the one note thing is great. I'm going to assume you've kind of got that figured out. But you need to be able to figure out a chord. Let's say the guitar player is hitting a G chord. Of course, you're going to hit your root note, a G, or maybe an octave, or one here, or one here, or maybe way high. And I'm going to assume you've got that figured out. Now, let's say you get tired of just going, you need to spell out the chord. So let's work on some formulas. So to do a G, you need a root third fifth, which is a G, B, and a D. You find those in the major scale. So I'm going to be bold and assume you've got your major scales under control. So the root is the 1. So let's count through that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the root is the 1. Here's the 3 and the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure you got that figured out. So to play a G major chord, you need a root third fifth. Let's add one more root on there. So that we also call an arpeggio. We're just playing the chord one note at a time. Instead of strumming it like a guitar, we're going to play it. So work on your major chords of, all 12 keys. There's G. Let's do C. Let's go in fourth. So the G, fourth of G, check it out, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to build off of that C. Now the fourth of C is F. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, or. I hope you're following me. Now let's go up to the fourth of that F, which is A sharp. The fourth of A sharp is D sharp. Fourth of D sharp looks like G sharp. Or on this string, you run on a string, so you have to go way up there, or so you can jump down low, or do it up here. So you see how fluid you really need to be from chord to chord. All right, the fourth of G sharp is C sharp, or. All right, C sharp. Let's go to the fourth of that, which is F sharp, or. Fourth of that is B, or. Fourth of that is E, which we love, or. Fourth of that is A, and the fourth of that is D. Fourth of that is G. And the fourth of that, back to C. So that was a circle of fourths. Each chord or tone, we built a root third fifth on it. Root third fifth, which is, it can sound kind of square, or it can be really. It can be, that's major, so it's kind of happy sound. It sounds, of course, it sounds entirely more menacing when you flat the third. What does that give you? Minor. So let's make a C minor. Here's our root third fifth. We're gonna flat the third. Here's our happy third. Drop it down a half step. Danger. So you really control the emotion when you flat the third. And you know, if you see a little letter M by your chord, it means it's minor. Don't play major over a minor, or I'm going to come in there and get you. Okay, no, here it is. Root, minor third, fifth. We'll throw an octave on top. So that minor third really is a big, really expressive sound, you know. You got your major and minor. It's a lot of fun to be able to have control over that. It makes the music a lot more fun than just going and kind of flopping around trying to guess. You know, you can have control over what you're doing. And it gets even more exciting when you take it up in the next octave. So, be ready for your minors. They look like this. And then you're going to mix it with some majors. So it was like C minor, F minor, C minor, G major. And it gives you that G major is really cool because you got this B here, which is a half step away from C. So it's like it really wants to go to the C badly. It wants to resolve. It's got that really exciting. That's part of the G. Very, very, very basic. I do see a lot of bass players that have no idea what we're doing here. So these are your chord tones that you need to be able to control. So that's major and minor. Very, very basic. So pay attention here, friends. You need this. Let's assume that you're going to work on some minors, which are going to, like, here's another C minor up here. F minor, G major, C minor. You need to hear that. Oops. Don't be afraid about making mistakes. You're always going to make a mistake. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. That's how you learn. It keeps you on your toes. That sounds so cool. All that is a root, flat a third, fifth. You can also get your third, minor third off like that. Alright, so do that in all 12 keys. Make sure you know your minor thirds, your minor chord. Let's do one more chord. Let's do a dominant seventh. Alright, C is a good key. So dominant seventh is a major chord. You got your root, third, fifth, and a flatted seventh. Let's refer to our major scale. Count with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now the deal is when we say C7, we're not playing a natural 7. When we say C7, that's a C dominant seventh. Stick with me now. This is important. When we say C7, the full name is C dominant seventh. What we're doing is flatting the seventh. That's critical. not a major 7th. Here's major 7th. Sounds all kind of warm and fuzzy, comfortable and sweet and nurturing. The flatted 7 is what I'm talking about, and it's a lot meaner, leaner, and tougher sounding. So we're going to go. So there's our dominant 7th. Oops. So to spell that chord out, it's going to be a root. You've heard that before. A 3rd, a 5th, and a flatted 7. Up here it'd be. I keep putting in the 6th also because I like it and it sounds good. Let's find a 6 while we're at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I didn't mean to get distracted, but I just want to show you what I'm doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Flatted 7. Let's make it just a little chord, a root, 3rd, and a flatted 7. See that shape? Well, we can forget about the 5th. Sometimes you can ditch an interval. You don't need to always spell out root, 3rd, 5th, flatted 7. We'll just ditch the 5th, and we get this neat shape, which is a C, the root, E is our 3rd, A sharp is our flatted 7th. It's just a cool shape I wanted to show you, and you can slide it up. There's an F7, a G7, and a high C7. It just sounds cool. So, I really can't remember every detail of every song, so I have to use my instinct when I'm playing and just figure the stuff out on the fly. So you have to be pretty fast. You know, if we say, hey man, give me an F7, you know, if you're thinking F7, you're going to be buzzing around that. Might want to get that 7th in there a little bit, your root, 3rd. You know, if it's, well, I'm not going to add any more chord formulas, but let's do G7. I have to put that 6 in there. That's kind of your classic bass line. And you can definitely slur in, you know, like a flatted 3rd to a major 3rd. Anyway, well, I'm making this a little too long, but be thinking about your chord formulas. To review, C major, C minor, and C7. If you can get those 3 started, that'd be great. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know if this is helpful. I know it's important. I hope you do too. Farewell.